At the 24th attempt this summer, Angus Robson at last scored his maiden first-class 100 as his struggling Leicestershire side initially got the better of a Hampshire team which began their latest match at the Ageas Bowl in the top two of the second division. They, though, fought back really well in the day's final session. Josh Cobb batted after winning the toss for the visitors, only to see Greg Smith edge Matt Coles to James Vince at third slip in the game's sixth over. 4 overs later, and Coles had something more to celebrate as Ned Eckersley nicked a flash behind to go with his side on 33 for 2. Robson, though, had looked good from the off. The 22-year-old has been the real star of the Foxes season this year, and he was the one who kept this innings together in the morning. At the end of it, Leicestershire had moved on to 105 for 3, that after a good recovery once Dan Redfern had been very well held by Sean Irvine off Chris Wood for 14. That recovery was led by Robson and Cobb, who added 47 runs before the players went off for lunch, with the former closing in on his 9th half-century of the LV County Championship summer, with his captain supporting him well in a partnership which was to frustrate the promotion-chasing home team for some 44 overs. Robson's latest 50 duly arrived after the interval. This is 8th for as he reached his mark of 111 deliveries. He was, by now, also closing in on 900 championship runs in his first full season for the county. The younger brother of Sam has had only one problem this year, and that's been converting such starts into a 3-figure score. He looked in a determined mood here, though, as he reeled off some very nice shots to continue his move through the numbers, taking his stand with Cobb into 3 figures in the process. Cobb had only just made his return to the side after a finger injury, and he looked to make up for lost time and to see if he could lead his team to success on the road for the first time in 29 matches in this competition. Leicestershire haven't won a 4-day game at all for 2 years now. But with Cobb also raising his bat on completing his 50 with this boundary, his 8th, to take him to his half-century off 125 deliveries, the visitors were beginning to put themselves into a good position early on in this important contest. The partnership between these two moved up to 116. It was finally ended by Danny Briggs, who forced one through to bowl Cobb on 52, with the total at 174 for 4. By tea, Robson had moved to 84 and was in nervous territory. This was the 16th match of his career, and so far he'd not managed to convert one of his 9 50s into a ton. But when he got something short and a little wide from Coles, he jumped on it and uppercut to the boundary for what must have been a moment of both delight and relief, having come so close on many occasions this year. Robson had needed 216 balls, and that was his 15th boundary. It should be the start of many for the youngster, who clearly has bags of talent. He was putting his side into a strong position with Niall O'Brien at the other end. The Irishman has also had a good campaign with the bat, and with Robson just passing 900 championship runs for the season, O'Brien now had his opportunity to do the same. He'd made 44 here in a stand worth 75, but then the keeper edged a flighted delivery from Liam Dawson to Irvine. Dawson struck again at the start of his next over. Rob Taylor unlucky as Adam Wheater dropped the ball onto the stumps with the batsman out of his ground. Not for the first time this season, Leicestershire were on the slide after going so well. Robson now just had to keep going. But on 115, he too was on his way. A flashing blade sending this ball from James Tomlinson to Irvine to end a 5 1/4 hour knock. From 249 for 4, the visitors now slumped to 268 for 8, when Jigger Nake was bang in front to Coles for 9. And Leicestershire had lost 5 wickets for 28 runs in 13 overs, when Alex Wyatt defended a short ball from Tomlinson back to the bowler. Charlie Shrek has improved so much with the bat this year that one of the game's most obvious number 11s over the years now found himself at number 9, and he and Atif Sheikh, who last played a first-class game 4 summers ago for Derbyshire, did well to see out the day in adding 24 runs for the last wicket to earn their team a 3rd batting point. Leicestershire ended the day on 301 for 9, a total both sides may be pleased to see on the board. Hampshire will be delighted with the last session, while Leicestershire have those runs already and will now look to see how well their rather inexperienced attack can defend it.